Welcome to another episode of the Valt podcast. We are your car culture cultivators. I'm Joe.
I'm Robert.
I am Mike.
Vijay.
Nice. So, good podcast in store for you guys today. As always, make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Put your hate comments down in the
Please.
comment section if you hate us.
Please.
Disliking only goes
Roast
so far.
Sean.
The hate comments go farther. So do the hate comments.
Roast
Sean's
Sean
not here.
from the
He's in the DR.
Mhm.
Eventually he'll come back so we could talk about his new acquisition. That's been like 5 years in the making. He
What?
left.
He still hasn't talked about it?
No,
Oh.
the car came and then he left.
Yeah.
So
It's a car. This
yeah.
is the first time seeing it.
Yeah.
It's a car.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
I couldn't get the hood open, so I didn't look under.
Oh, yeah. I did that with him. It's pretty difficult. We'll do it before you leave.
Yeah.
Just mess with it.
Yeah.
So good podcast in store. Without further ado, we'll get straight into how our weeks have been. Robert, how's your weekend?
Good. Just work. I was in Tahoe last week. I did a college trip with a bunch of my college friends, which was fun. And then I'm going to be in Florida at Cavallino this weekend. And I don't know. We got a bunch of cars moving around. Yeah. That's it.
Nice.
My week's slightly uneventful.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a good thing.
Yeah.
VJ, how about you? How's your week been?
Yeah, it's also at work. It's been pretty chill week. I've been getting more and more requests pretty much on a weekly basis. I'm getting like 2 or 3 people or groups reaching out to me for design guidance or just drawing and designing stuff. So I'm just dealing with that sort of stuff, keeping busy with that. Also excited to, get started with the Valt design thing that's coming up, which we haven't revealed yet, but something cool is coming up. So
You're doing all of your work. All of your design is in AI, right? You just prompt things, right?
it's 5 seconds now. So don't do anything. Yeah, I used to spend like 6 hours on one thing. Now it's just 6 seconds.
Yeah. Now I just have a GPU do it for me.
So yeah, just keeping busy with that on evenings and stuff because cars are still all locked away here, away from the salt, and we're still waiting for the snow to melt and everything. But yeah.
Yeah, so just some cool stuff in store for the future of events with Valt and other entities this year that we're going to be doing a lot of fun design work for. So stay tuned for that. We'll probably, hopefully, be able to announce it in a couple weeks here. Because time's ticking. But yeah, it's funny. I've been getting like a lot. I'm not sure if AI is just getting better or if it's getting more accessible. Because like I've been getting a lot of people like on my Facebook and like on Instagram and all these people just like using it a lot more.
I'm shocked. I mean, yeah, we were talking about this with that bring a trailer thing.
Yeah, with the bring and trailer thing and like
everywhere.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. It's you can still know, you can still tell.
It's pretty obvious. Yeah.
Yeah. You can still tell, but like it's I don't know.
It's funny. There's I see videos a lot on Instagram, and like one person accurately calls out that it's AI, and everybody else flames them for thinking it's AI, and it's very clearly AI. It's a little scary when that happens. Like, this is pretty obviously not real.
Yeah. Well, no one pays attention anymore.
Yeah.
How about your week?
It's been good. We've good busy month so far at work. Got some projects going on at the shop, and February's been good.
Nice. Yeah, for me this week it's so this weekend I took the M5 out on a drive, a member drive.
Rare.
Yeah, actually the first time since 2024.
Whoa.
Yeah, that I took it on an actual like a back road.
No
drive.
way.
Yeah.
Wow.
I took it on zero in 2025. That was also because like my ideal of prime time driving weather in the Bay Area is like between February and like late May.
Yeah.
And I had broken my foot in February,
Oh,
so
yeah,
I couldn't
that's
drive.
right. Yeah.
I couldn't drive till like June. So like,
Yeah.
that was one reason. But the other reason is just because like my seat doesn't adjust all the way and my seatbelt doesn't lock.
Yeah.
So because I need to get those two things fixed,
Yeah, we
and
gotta
so
fix
it's annoying to like drive that car like hard in the back roads. But I'm not sure if that car has like one of those like sensing kind of things where like if you're like in a corner the belt will lock.
Yeah.
It still does that. So like if I'm driving hard, it will still lock a little bit. So that's I realized that today. or this weekend. But it was
Fucking
awesome. Went up into the Napa, like Lake Berryessa area with some members.
Nice.
Did like a fully unobstructed, like 80 to 90 miles of just straight back roads. It was like
Quiet
no,
out.
there
Was
was,
it on Sunday?
it was on Saturday morning at
Okay.
9 a.m., which you would think would be like a really prime time
Yeah,
bike.
that's surprising.
We got very lucky. So we started in Napa, just like at like a coffee shop, and then we immediately like a 5-minute drive to like the mountains that lead to Lake Berryessa, and we did that whole loop.
Yeah.
And then
It's a really
I have,
fun
I
drive.
have a client over there that I do every week, and they're off. Their winery is off of a back road that everyone that is a car guy at that company says I had to do at some point.
Yeah, it was a
So
good.
I did. It was awesome. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Super like great uphill, and then downhill was like the downhill section going into like Glen Allen would be way better if it was going uphill, at least in my car. But
Yeah.
but the way I didn't actually intend this to happen, but the way I had the route structured, there was no transit at all. Like it
Oh,
was
really?
just
It was
straight.
just constant.
We didn't even stop. It was like 100 miles of just straight up. We drove,
Wow.
and then we stopped and we went and got lunch and then left.
That's awesome.
So it was super efficient, and we got very lucky with bikes. There was 0 bikes, almost no traffic. It was like a great weekend
Yeah,
drive.
sweet.
So that was good. And then this week during the work week, I bit a little bit too much off this week. I'm like not overwhelmed, but like I'm just extremely busy
Yeah.
to the point where the rain canceled a few things this week, and I was like kind of relieved because I had something this morning that was gonna mess up the stuff we did with you guys today, and that canceled, which was awesome. And then tomorrow I was supposed to do like a million things, and one canceled in the morning, so I have breathing room now.
Yeah.
Which is nice. So yeah, there's that. I mean, it's I also feel kind of bad because then Allie's stuck with Enzo the whole time
Yeah.
by herself, like for most of the time, and so I feel bad. She's handling it fine, but like I still feel kind of bad. So next week is also busy, but it's less busy, and I'm gonna try to keep it that way. So
Yeah, good.
yeah, those are the weeks. Anything else before we get into the Discord finds?
I might be buying a car tomorrow, but I don't know. I'm not going to say anything about what I'm buying
Okay.
because it won't be interesting, but also because I don't know if I'm going to buy it. So
Yeah. No.
talk about it next week.
Yeah. Sweet. Okay. Well, without further ado, then we'll go straight into the member Discord finds.
It's been blowing up my Discord.
Yeah. If you're not familiar with the Discord, link down in the description below if you'd like to become a member of the Vault of the Vault Auto Club. The Patreon link's down below. With that, you get access to the Discord where we do these marketplace finds. We host the drives, we do dinners, drive sim nights, basically anything that you could imagine as a car person. We'll do F1 viewing parties this year also. That starts in March, so that'll be fun. But basically, every week, our members add a bunch of these Discord links or these marketplace links, and we kind of view them to the podcast. And actually, some people have bought a couple of these marketplace finds, so it's kind of fun. But without further ado, we'll get straight into them. Okay, so the first one is this 1965 Mercedes-Benz 220 SE.
Chrome?
Yeah, whatever.
chrome.
Yeah, who knows what that
It
is?
does have Chrome.
Yeah.
It's
He's
cute.
not lying.
So it's a coupe,
Yeah, the
which
coupe's
is why it's a fine because it's 25 grand. So
Yeah.
it's a good price. I mean, it's a 220, so the reason for the value is definitely because it doesn't have the engine. It's just like a
Yeah.
little tiny 4-pot
Yeah.
nothing motor. But I don't know. These are cool classic cars for the money.
Yeah, super. They're really pretty.
That is. Yeah.
The interior
red
looks
interior is good too. Yeah.
Cool. I wonder if that's original interior.
I mean, it
Looks
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 like
very
it.
old.
Yeah. I don't think the
That's cool.
I don't think the clusters. I don't think you can get this.
That wood.
The wood, the wood is definitely not original, but I don't think you can get wood
Wrapped.
like binnacles or
Yeah.
whatever on. I don't think that's a thing, but it's still a cool car. It's a manual too, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But these engines are just not,
Yeah.
if it's anything like I mean, it's a 220, but if it's anything like a 190 engine, there's just nothing going on with these.
Yeah, I imagine it's
with these
fairly
power plants.
heavy
Yeah.
too.
Is it a four? I mean, it looks. Are there 4 intakes? I can't really see that. It is a 4-cylinder. Or is it a 2.26?
That looks like
Looks like more.
Looks
than,
like
looks
6.
too long to be a 4-cylinder.
it looks like 6.
Yeah, 2.26. So 220s, I guess, probably 2-liter, 600.
Or 2.2 liter maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe it's like
2.2.
100 horsepower or something like that.
Okay, so maybe
That
this
might be
isn't
a
as
little
bad
terrible.
as this isn't as bad as I was thinking. but yeah, still a cool car. I like the coupes. You don't ever see them. I don't know why. They're probably because a lot of them are super expensive. But
Yeah.
so it's a good buy, I think. The second find is this 750 IL. The reason why the marketplace posted this was because like the guy was like trying everything in his power to like make the car super desirable. It was like lawyers have bought this car and rappers have bought this car, and he's just showing all these random like cars like that aren't his, and then like 2 pictures of his car.
Yeah.
It's cool that it's a V12, but like the photos are
too bad it's white and tan.
yeah, white and tan.
What's he asking for it?
10 grand.
Yeah, it's too much, I think.
Yeah. And you know, I don't know. It's like we have a few V12 cars on the marketplace finds this week, and like I don't know.
I'd like another one of these, but it's got to be the right car, the right color.
Yeah.
White and tan wouldn't do it.
I don't get this. You could even add this for aircraft, I guess. I don't know. It's a weird find nonetheless, but it is a find.
There's another one. I don't know if it's in here. It's beat up for $2 grand, black on black.
A V12?
Yeah, 750. It's in Concord.
Huh.
Tempted.
So I found this one because we talked about XGRs last week, and I didn't know that they were this cheap. Like because last week we found one for $3,500.
That one's been for sale forever.
Yeah,
that one's been tempting me too.
So that one was $3,500. This one's $4,000, and slow. The paint's shot on the tops, but like still, we talked about how I guess it was just LED and VJ, but we talked about like the value prop. This car is like a real like the paint's like completely disintegrated in some spots, primered in others. So this is not like a car that can just probably be getting and driven, but like for the price, these are like really great value props. It seems.
I mean, that was the 3-way comparison with the E39 M5 and the E55 back in the around 2000.
Yeah, we talked about
that engine. Yeah,
we talked about it, and we were the same thing went with the E46, where like it just nothing really mattered anymore, and so these cars just kind of got forgotten. So I mean, I don't know. This one's rough, but there is some value in there, which is interesting. This next find, I think this is just an unfortunate situation, but this is also a dirt cheap Boxster. It's an automatic. So, you know, there's no value in this thing, but the color is really interesting. So, you know, buy this car and get a 5-speed. You can probably have a really interesting car. Blue interior too, the Metropole blue, which is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, automatic is not going to do it.
Yeah, I've driven this car. I've driven this exact car at the tail of the Dragon with the Tiptronic or whatever automatic it is. Yeah, it's not the worst. It's actually usable on a back road, but I wouldn't recommend it over a manual for sure. But it's not as bad as you might fear.
Really, the tip
is a 99 a 2.5 or a 2.7?
It's a 2.5.
Okay,
I think.
Yeah, I think 2.7 was
2000
01 or 2000.
2000 and up. Yeah, you want the 2.5, but like, yeah. I get it. I get like the Tiptronic if you don't want to drive stick, but like after owning and driving one with a manual, it's like it was such a great car. I would hate to have it automatic. But $4,000, once again, the value prop is pretty sweet there. Like for sure. And then the last find is this is the other V12 car. I just wanted to bring this up because it's insane what you can get for like $10,000.
10,000 Is this a salvage car?
Well, this car, look at the pictures.
Yeah.
Like leaves in, like if we can get to the
but
leaves like all inside the barrel of the wheel.
Is it a clean title? It's probably very neglected, but God, $10,000. What are this?
Oh, 100 plus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it had to be like 140 or something, 130.
Yes, when the battery is charged, the car does start and drive. It's not so basically it's not doing anything.
Issue.
I guess it's probably a clean title, but it needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, you get so much money for
this is the twin turbo V12, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, twin turbo V12.
What's all the garbage in the back seat?
Yeah, garbage in the back, and then like looks like a lot
there's
of
a computer just sitting on that.
Yeah, that
looks like a problem.
Interesting.
Yeah. So this isn't worth $10,000, unfortunately. And then there's like also cat paws all over it.
Yeah.
If you see, you guys can't see it, but like there's just cat paws everywhere. So this is one of those cars that will be put in a junkyard soon.
That's why it's $10,000.
But yeah, but still, I mean, like, it's crazy how much these cars have depreciated. They used to be so, like, you know, valuable and
I mean,
impressive.
yeah, 140s, you know,
Yeah,
same thing.
literally. Yeah, but 140s are starting to come up a little bit, you know.
Yeah, it's hard to find a nice 140.
Even like a
car.
500.
600, yeah, right. But like
600 is impossible.
you
Yeah,
can still get
you can find 500s for 10 grand.
cheap,
Oh, yeah.
cheap cars
Yeah,
for what they are.
and the value, yeah, this whole segment is just value props. Like, everything here is ridiculously cheap, but could have a lot of potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was short and sweet, but those are the marketplace finds. Once again, link down in the description below if you'd like to join the membership and add to these, and, you know, go on the drives and do all that stuff. All right, so for today's main topic, it's about building cars, because recently Mike, my dad, built a it's in the back. Well, you can't see it, I guess, it's outside. But he had 220 or 210 E320 wagon that he had an E55 210, and he to put the drivetrain into the wagon.
For anybody that doesn't know Mercedes,
Yeah, let's go find it.
late 90s, early 2000s E-Class.
Yeah, I kind of when I
Look at his bottom 5
Yeah,
cars. It's all cars I'm looking at.
Yeah,
You were saying you know,
when I bought the C55, thinking that someday I would like to put that drivetrain in a wagon, because the car was always, it was kind of a beat up car, but it mechanically was great, and
I mean, those motors
had everything done to it that it ever needed at a dealer.
Yeah.
And I drove the car for about 4 years. It had 400,000 miles
You
on
drove it a lot.
Yeah. I was at it's 422 right now. And then the E320 wagon belonged to a friend of mine, who they were the second owners. It's a 2002. They bought it in 06. And it was his wife's car, and then it became his kids' cars, and all 4 of his boys learned to drive in it, and they kind of beat it up, and then they just parked. It had an instrument cluster fault, and the car just got parked for 4 years. And he was
Instrument cluster fault?
Yeah.
So like it just wouldn't, none of the gauges were working?
Yeah, like, you know, the pixels were gone, and then this big thing came up with a lightning bolt that said something electrical failure, see visit workshop. And so I guess it scared them off, and they just parked it, and they didn't really need it. So it sat for a few years. Then he was going to donate it, so he had our friend who owns Auto House get it. Basically, he said, get it running so I could donate it. Yeah. And getting it running involved putting a battery and some gas in it, and he drove it to the shop, and then he called me or texted me and said, hey, Ivan's got a wagon. You're still looking for one? I'm like, yeah, let me look at it. And it was a mess. Yeah. Cleaned it up. I drove the wagon for maybe a year. And then on the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, the one of the idler pulleys broke, and and I lost the belt on the V6 on my way to work. Perfect. So I thought, well,
you were using it?
I was driving the car.
I thought maybe it was at idle or something.
Yeah, no, I was on. I had just gotten on the freeway. I gotten on Highway 4, and
are those a known failure?
There was not that I know of. It was, but it's a plastic pulley, and it just disintegrated. So the pulley was gone. Belt fell off, although it was still in the engine bay. I tried to like loop it on without the pulley. It wasn't going to work. Surprisingly, I was able to drive the car about 4 miles without a belt running the water pump, because there was an auxiliary water pump for the heater, and I put the heater on, and that was circulating coolant enough.
And you just did that because
it kept the car hot.
Did you know it had?
I thought
it was dead.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Once when the belt came off the battery, the charge light immediately came on, okay. And I thought, that's weird. Did my
you thought
did my alternator fail? Yeah. And then I'm like, I didn't hear anything, and so I'm like, I hope it wasn't the belt. Yeah. Because there's one belt that runs everything. So then I'm just kind of staring at the temperature gauge. I'm on Highway 4, and it's staying pretty stable, and then it starts to creep up. So I dove off on an off ramp before before I would get off, and then the temp came right back down. I'm like, that's weird. And then I started thinking, wait a minute, you know, there's an auxiliary water pump for the heater, and that's probably circulating coolant enough. So I ended up getting the car to the office, and I had it towed home. And I thought, okay, this is the time to start this project. Yeah. So over Thanksgiving weekend, I pulled the drivetrain out of the E55, pulled the drivetrain out of the wagon. I replaced some gaskets and did some refreshing on the E55 engine, had the injectors rebuilt and stuff like that. Yeah. And then there's a company in Southern California called Mercedes Swap Shop that does a lot of these things. And they basically told me what I needed as far as ECUs and stuff. I had to get, so the wagon is a 2002, the engine is a 2000, and Mercedes changed their engine management in 01.
Of course.
So I had to find an 01 or 02 V8. Didn't matter which V8, but a V8 wiring harness, engine harness, and ECU and trans control unit. Sent Mercedes Swap Shop the ECU and trans control unit and my old E320
They just take
parts.
those cores.
Well, no, what they do is they take the VIN and everything off of that and all of the configurations, like the diff ratio and all that, and they program all that into the
that's
V8
cool.
and, ECUs with the E55 software, which they also do a little bit of a
So you
tune.
can
So it's
keep
supposedly
the
like another
same-
25 horsepower.
wow.
So when I go to theoretically smog the car, they plug the thing in, it's going to show the right VIN.
No
it's
way.
and it's just going to look like,
And it'll.
yeah. And
You
it
just
should-
take the engine
No
cover off, and
Yeah.
it's probably
Way.
yeah,
fine.
so it
That's
should.
crazy.
Yeah.
Especially
And
if it's like
it's OBD2?
Especially if
Yeah.
it's like
So
So it'll read fine and
yeah,
everything?
yeah. It should, everything should be fine as far as monitors and all go. Yeah.
That's crazy.
the only thing you would come up if a smog guy notices.
Yeah,
it
if you notice
Yeah,
it's a V8,
yeah,
yeah.
But like, I think it'll
I'm
be
hoping
fine.
we can
Is
get
it pretty
around that.
quiet?
Well, right now it's not because it needs it has no muffler. Right now it's annoying, but
Yeah.
so that's actually got a muffler shop appointment on Monday. So the sedan, the muffler goes longitudinally out on the
Yeah.
side. The wagon, because of the third row seat, the muffler goes transverse.
Okay.
So I've got the exhaust manifolds, the pre-cat and catalysts off the E55, and the center section with a big resonator, and that's kind of where it ends right now.
Yeah.
So it also ends right under the car. So,
Yeah, so it
drone
drones
between
under
like
your
1,000
head,
and
yeah.
1,500 RPM is terrible. So they're gonna finish off the rear and do some sort of muffler, and I cut off the AMG tailpipes from the muffler, so we're going to use those and
Nice.
kind of told them what I want to do and make it look as stock as possible and
Yeah,
be
yeah.
free flowing but not loud.
Yeah, cool.
So, and then I still have the brakes and suspension to do. I've been pulling all the parts off of the E55 still, maybe this weekend, because definitely this car, I mean, the suspension was kind of worn out to begin with, and now that it's got an extra 150 horsepower, you really are aware of the
Need that.
suspension being worn out.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, it's fun. It's quick.
Yeah.
It's the E55 of that era is pretty.
Was it
It was like
350?
354 and 385 or 390 torque, so a little bit less horsepower, a little bit more torque than the
They were
E39
lighter than
M5.
the 211s.
Yeah.
By
Oh,
a
for
fair,
sure.
by a fair amount.
Performance wise, like all the comparisons were with the E39 M5, and it was
Yeah.
always like maybe a tenth slower than
Okay.
the E55, and they were than the M5.
That makes
but
sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because if you think about it,
automatic only. So
yeah, and the 211 is like like way faster than
Yeah.
the
It's like
E39.
450.
470.
yeah.
470? I didn't know. Wow. That's a lot of power. I guess
It's
when
a
I was
supercharged
a kid, when I
210
was a
basically.
kid, I thought those cars were so cool.
It's
and
really
I
fast.
forgot that they had almost 500
Yeah,
horsepower.
I mean
Yeah.
that's when they like.
In 2006.
I think the
Four, I
210
think.
came out and
Were
then
they
the E39 came
supercharged?
out.
Were the 211s always supercharged?
Yeah, they're
oh,
all
they never did
supercharged.
an NA-V8.
No, no.
even-
The
okay. I'm thinking of the 6.3.
Well, no, 211 you can get a 6.3. That's NA,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
That's-
late
that's
211.
five- that's like
the
507
late
That's the
horsepower, right?
the facelift.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one
okay, that's what I'm
the one I
thinking.
had was an 07. I
Yeah,
think
that's
that
a
was the
211
first- I think that
technically.
was the first year.
How much were they? 500?
507 for the 63 or
Yeah, a lot of power.
479 I think for the 55.
That's so cool.
Yep. So if you want to like watch the process, there's a 4-part series on the YouTube channel Mike Otati Classic Euro. It's this on the screen right now. I'm sure there'll be more parts
Yeah, I
coming
need to-
with
I
like
need to
suspension and
update
brakes
that.
and all that stuff.
I have a video that I got to work on it because my for whatever reason it's not like rendering on my laptop that has the engine going in and everything.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I set up the camera and I was doing it by myself and it was 24 minutes from the time the engine was on the floor to in and bolted to the mounts.
Wow, that's really fast.
Which really shocked me how easy it went. And that was engine with the
It fit
trans
that
together.
well. I guess
Yeah.
that
Well, the
engine
chassis
bay is
it's-
made to fit a...
the M112 and M113 are exactly the same except for 2 extra cylinders. So it's a little bit longer.
but not any wider.
So as long as you have everything off the front end, it just goes right in.
That's
But
nice.
you reuse the engine mounts and everything from
And all
the
that subframe and everything is...
Subframe's same. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So for the
That's
rear,
so nice.
that my thought is I'm going to just take the whole rear
What are
subframe out of the
mounts?
sedan.
I'm assuming trans mount and engine mounts are a little
I
different.
used all the 55 stuff.
Yeah, oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, it would probably, they look similar, but I'm sure it's, and plus I had just put new engine and trans mounts on the E55 not long ago. So all that. And I swapped the steering rack while it was apart and the front sway bar, since that's easy to do when the steering rack is
Yeah.
out. And then brakes are ready to go. Front springs and shocks are ready to go.
Sweet.
The rear is going to be a little bit more work because I think I'm just going to take the whole subframe because the diff is bigger, and then I could use the E55's drive shaft. Right now I've got.
Is it the same in the rear too? Or
It's bigger. The ratio is a little bit longer. So I think it's like a 282 or something versus 307, which is in there now.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
the Mercedes swap shop, I asked about that, and they said a lot of people just keep the V6 parts. It's not likely unless you put a supercharger on it that you're going to like blow something up. But,
Yeah. That makes sense.
But
You have any you have the E30.
I have the
It's not
E30.
really a project.
yeah, no, I put fuel hoses on it. So
So-
I was gonna drive it the other day, and it
Yeah.
smelled like gas. It was leaking fuel, so I
Yeah.
put new fuel hoses
I
on
remember
it.
you saying that.
Yeah, so like I think we decided like because there was like a lot there's like many ways we could go about this car because it was so original that like it had its base so
Yeah,
it has
yeah.
the
Cloth
comfort.
interior and-
I mean, cloth interior is cool, but it has the
Yeah.
comfort seats,
Yeah.
which are not as comfortable as the sport seats in my
Yeah, yeah.
opinion. So I was gonna be like, I'm gonna buy some shitty sport seats and then recover them in the cloth and then do that. But I think I decided instead that we're just gonna recover the original seats
Yeah, yeah.
because that the driver's seat is completely unusable, like it's
Yeah.
like completely
Yeah,
shot
and you just, like,
on the
you
floor,
lean a little bit, yeah.
tears and everything.
the
So
springs are all
the
ruined.
springs is so that has to be rebuilt anyway. And if we're gonna do that, we might as well do the rest so that
Yeah.
it matches. So we're gonna do that. We did the fuel lines. I think it might need a clutch. Just because I've driven it a few times and like
Slipping or
it'll I don't really know if it's slipping or if it was just like an air fuel issue, but because like I'd be driving and then suddenly like the car would feel like it would like
stumbling.
it wasn't it was a weird sensation because it felt like it was a stumble, but it also felt like it just lost the like it like lost the friction of like
Was
the
it
clutch.
still revving?
Yeah, it was weird. It didn't feel like like slipping because I've
Yeah.
slipped the clutch before,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it also didn't feel like bogging. So I didn't know
it
what
does
that
Weird.
bite. It bites really high, and the guy kept records of everything, and there was no notation.
It's probably
of
an
the
original
being
clutch with
done.
250,000 miles on it. Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
so it's probably the original. It's 100 horsepower, 318.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
that I think the way we want to drive it because I want to take it on back roads and stuff.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to do the clutch, and
Yeah.
then the tires are from 2011, so we're gonna get like the Michelin Classic,
Yeah, cool.
tires. So that's I would like to finish the drivability section of that, like get the car like without because I think there's like some vacuum leaks. You could tell like some oil blow by is like kind of like
Yeah.
messing
yeah,
up
some of the
some
crankcase
spots.
vent stuff.
So some crankcase stuff,
Yeah.
and do all that stuff. Get
Valve
some
adjustment,
tires,
maybe.
valve adjustment, and kind of just drive it and just
Cool.
enjoy it until. And just it's not worth anything. It's
Is that
just-
your current project? Do you have a project outside of that?
the M5 just needs like
Yeah, just
little things, and then
forever.
the
Seat
the
work.
green wagon needs even smaller things. Like
Yeah.
I need like just deferred maintenance things that I just
Yeah.
haven't had time to do. So I'm doing that, and that's why I'm saying like the next car would like to use like a Spider or like
Yeah,
a 124
some
or
project
something,
of some sort.
just to enjoy like building something again. Because the E30 I would love to build and make it sporty, but that car is just not doesn't.
yeah,
make
you
sense.
just need to, if you want to do an E30, you just need to buy some.
Yeah, it's a piece of crap.
I'd still like to put Euro bumpers on it.
Yeah, well, that's not that's a huge
Yeah.
upgrade. I mean, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the
It's a
US
big
stuff,
cosmetic upgrade.
yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
And it's very tall. I mean, maybe even just like a
It sits tall.
yeah.
Oh, I guess it's
Yeah, like the spring,
standard
like,
non.
yeah, it's got like that much wheel weld
Yeah,
gap.
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I have a set of Dynon springs.
we could
from your
try them.
old
They're
car.
just for
They're
for the
a
six cylinder, so
but
that
yeah,
might be.
so we could see.
Yeah, but so just I just want to make that car drivable so we could take it out on back roads because
Yeah.
the M5 is great, but it's not geared for it at all. Like
Yeah.
like I was talking to.
Is it tall? Yours tall?
It's
Or
just not built for back roads. Like it's
M5,
built
that's
for
a
autobahn.
391.
Yeah, it's built. It's not built for like I was
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
to some of the guys on the drive, and I was like, when I go uphill, if I go into third, I'm like at 5 or I'm like 6,000 RPM.
Yeah.
And if I'm in fourth, I'm at like 2,000. So it's
Oh, that's a
like
huge.
well, it's not. I'm just
Yeah,
I'm just-
yeah.
But
it
it's
is
it's like
a big
it's like way it just feels too high or it feels too low.
Yeah,
Going uphill and then
especially
going
with that
downhill,
motor.
it's the opposite. If I'm in fourth, like I'm like coasting down the highway
And
down the road
in
almost. And I'm
third,
in third.
you're
I'm like pinging off the red line
Yeah,
kind of thing,
yeah,
you know. So just not. It's like that's why I was saying like the Boxster is like geared for the back. It's like a slow car kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I kind of feel like the 318. I would always have to be in a higher gear anyway because I'm trying to get up the hill
Yeah.
with 100 horsepower.
That's
so
the
like
fun thing about a little.
that's exactly
little
so, like,
Italian
The M5
sports
is
car.
a little bit too powerful. I mean, it's great. I mean, I like fell in love with the car on the back roads, but like
Yeah.
I do want a car that's slower so I could really just like completely like let it go because
Yeah.
the M5 I like I was losing traction on the tires, and I was like I even got some oversteer. I was like, oh wow, this is
that's fun.
forgot all about this car.
Yeah.
But so the main topic of the podcast, without going too far off topic, so we talked about the S210 E55 swap car. What are if so basically the objective is what would you build if you had to stay within the same brand and it wasn't an S210 with an unlimited budget, and it can't be a BMW and an F1 engine because that's that's I don't know, it can't be an X5 with a X5 LM, because that's like an easy choice. So like a good example would be like a Nissan Armada with a GTR drivetrain and an Altima interior. VJ, what are you thinking about this? Do you have any ideas about your dream build?
Yeah, I think an easy answer. Yeah, the easy answer to that would be one of the most popular ones that you see on BAT and Cars and Bits these days. So that's a E46 325 wagon with ZHP powertrain swapped in. So one of my friends out here is actually building that. So he bought a Oxford green with tan interiors automatic wagon, and he's got a very super high mileage ZHP sedan, and he is in the process of doing that swap. It's pretty much like a plug and play. I mean, there's So that's like making one of the most perfect daily driver cars. Like the ZHP sedan itself is perfect, but once you go to wagon, it's even more perfect. So it's like an easy answer to that question. So that's like $10,000 or less than $20,000 expense to build that, I would say, and something that would probably hold value as well.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I still, it's interesting that you said like the M54 with the 3-liter instead of like an S54, because everyone's always choosing the S54.
Every time anybody does a BMW swap car, they're always like, you gotta go S54 or you're gonna regret not going S54. It's the best motor ever. It makes a lot of power. It's a high specific output motor. They're cool. That's all anybody wants to put in any BMW.
Yeah, I mean, I get like the engine is cool, but like if you think about it in just pure like I guess the dollars and cents of it. Like if you think about like swapping in an S54 into like an E30 or like an E46 Touring. Versus
you're putting like
a ZHP engine, which is 235 horsepower.
Yeah.
So you lose 97 horsepower by doing that, but then you're also like way higher maintenance costs, way more stress.
I mean, even just the swap itself.
I bet the torque is similar. I bet your
torque's totally. I bet it's really similar. And
330 horsepower it's a lot of power. It's just, but a nice S54 is like $10,000.
Yeah, they've gotten expensive.
So expensive, and that's just the motor. You still have to do everything else.
Yeah, I think that M54 with the ZHP cams and stuff is like, or like an S50, like it's the same engine.
Yeah,
basically it is like the best like swap, like.
Especially if you're gonna use the car.
You could even do a ZHP swap into an E39 and it would be like the best daily ever. Or you can even, you could do a ZHP swap in anything. Like that engine is perfect. Did they make a 330 in Europe for a wagon, or was that so that's a good one. What about you, Robert?
I got to think on it more.
Yeah, I'd have to think
one of you guys.
Think on it more too. Do you have another
one?
Well, I mean, I've got a lot of being successful on one. I mean, I've done a couple of them at least, and the more you do, the more you want to do. I mean, I did the M88 and the E23, which was probably my favorite car ever, which I sold years ago. This one I'm really enjoying so far. But I also bought that W124 300D, which has gotten me down a diesel YouTube rabbit hole, and something I would like to do with that car is an OM606, which is the later 4-valve straight 6 diesel. And with a different pump, it's very easy to get like 300 streetable horsepower without it being like a smoky, something ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a great engine in that car. The later 211 chassis, they made a straight 6 turbo diesel also that was a common rail engine, so even more power.
CDI one?
Yeah, and that's OM648. And
I think the one everyone wants.
It would be fun to buy one of those and put that in a 211 wagon.
Yeah, everybody wants that.
And they did make that in Europe, but we never got them here.
That's you want to like get the CDI over Blue Tech all day.
Yeah. Blue Tech is too emission related, and that's the V6. It's too many issues. The 2 straight 6s, the 606 and 648 are just bulletproof.
Yeah.
They call it on YouTube. These guys call it the 2JZ of Mercedes because you could make
Yeah,
600 horsepower
Yeah,
out of
yeah,
one of
yeah.
these engines just with bolt-on stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
What are you? My two answers are really boring. So
Yeah,
unfortunately, but I'm gonna give them still.
I'm having issues because like I don't want to like be like VJ picked the best answer, for like the CHP swaps and stuff. So I'm not gonna pick a BMW because that's common.
I'll give another BMW that I'd like to do. I'd like to take my 735 E32 and put an S38
Yeah.
and a manual.
Yeah, really crazy idea here.
Yeah.
Mine isn't a motor swap. I'm thinking about cars that deserve manuals. I'd do a manual Enzo. If I could
manual
have,
Enzo?
if I had all the budget in the world, I'd do a manual Enzo. We've been talking about this for a while at work.
You guys get to do it or something? Is that a thing that you're?
Well, just how cool it
$10
would
million
be.
Has it ever been done?
No, not that
Is
we
there a
know of.
gearbox or
Not that
Is
we
it,
know of.
is it like a single clutch? Is that why?
It's an F1 transmission.
Yeah, so
so
single clutch.
single
yeah.
clutch.
not-
It's doable. Yeah. The manual swaps I have in mind: Enzo, SLS, which would be really difficult. SLR would probably be a little easier than SLS. And LFA that's just not even worth considering trying. I just don't even know how you do that. And then obviously a Black Series. I think the realistic one that I would do would be I would buy a CLK Black manual swap car. They're so good. Yeah, that'd be cool. And then older cars. I'm trying to think of like an old hot car. Like I would love to build a GTA clone, like the car that you saw at the shop.
Mm-hmm.
Those are really cool. But yeah, the cars, mid 2000s cars that deserve manuals come to mind for me.
Yes, so I'm like having like some brain farts with this one, but I'm just gonna go simple, and I'm gonna do a 123 wagon with like a 560, like a M119 or whatever that is, M117.
Yeah.
Because that engine is like a nice cruising engine and would just add a lot.
And it works. It's been done. So
it would add a lot.
You're
to
not
it.
reinventing
Morris
something.
Motors has done it.
Oh, a diesel Macan.
Diesel Macan, yeah, but that'd be cool.
I'd build a diesel Macan.
Yeah,
if I
diesel
could.
like with the Cayenne engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 3 liter.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if they make. What is that?
There you go. Yeah, I'm gonna build a M1 out of a Koenigsegg Regera. Oh, is that an Agera? That's an Agera. Yeah,
we combine
perfect.
the two?
Put those two together. Yeah, great. You somehow build a less reliable car than the two component parts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, diesel Macan. I wish we had got a diesel Macan, man.
I wonder if they might exist in a.
They didn't make them, but
didn't
they
make 'em at all?
did plan to.
Yeah, that makes
And then
sense.
they
I mean,
didn't
maybe
happen.
sales weren't very good or something.
I think it was Dieselgate.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It was right around Dieselgate, but they
that's
had
a plug and play
plans.
situation. For
Yeah,
them.
they had plans to build one and they didn't do it. That would have been cool. Yeah, I don't know. I would make Volvo make wagons again. I would get rid of CUVs. That's more of a change the world scenario than.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, CUVs unfortunately have like taken the minds of like everyone.
Like
in the
looking
universe,
at the market now, if I want to buy like a modern or semi-modern wagon, there's so few options. I remember you were talking about this when you were replacing your Mercedes. There's like, you have like a couple Audi options, you have a couple Mercedes options, you have one Mercedes option, and then
You got a Buick, right, or whatever that is. Lincoln.
you could do a BMW,
Yeah.
like Volvo if you buy a few years old.
What can you buy? Can you still buy a
You can't buy a new one.
BMW wagon
still-
in the US?
M5?
Just M5.
Oh, the M5. Yeah.
But do they not sell a 5 Series
I don't
wagon?
think
No,
not
it's
in the
just
US.
the Touring is
that's
just
so
available
crazy.
as the M5. That's it. You can't even get a regular 5 Series.
And the Audi is still making the A4 and the A6 wagons.
Volvo discontinued last year,
The
2025.
V90, yeah.
So there's no more wagons for Volvo either.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Anyway,
Yeah, there's that Buick,
yeah, I know.
whatever that is. I mean, people. It's funny because I'm part of this like wagon Facebook group, and people love those, and I think it's just because it's like the last.
Yeah, the last wagon.
Yeah.
Sad.
All right. So for a scenario, it's your dream road trip. So basically, this is a weird that it like stemmed off this, but from my drive with the M5 last weekend, when I got home, I noticed that like there was like bugs splattered all over my car, and I was like, honestly, it'd be fun to like go back out and like do some like super long trip in the M5 just to say I did it, you know. So it got me wondering what my ideal dream road trip would be and what car it would be, where I would go.
Yeah.
So why don't we talk about that? Vijay, what's your dream road trip, and what car would you?
He's like, I've already done it. It was a beat from Texas to Chicago.
So right now my dream road trip would be moving back to like France.
By any means necessary.
In a Toyota Corolla.
In a plane.
Yeah, anything.
To California, so that's the dream. That's one. But yeah, I recently drove an LC 500, and I went into it with a lot of high hopes, and it actually delivered on all those. And I feel like it would be a perfect grand tourer to go to like pretty much any place except for maybe like, you know, super wintry stuff. So like I want to do a drive where I go from, you know, one of the more southern states like Florida all the way to Alaska, covering as many national parks that I can on the way. So I think summer with the LC 500 would be like a perfect grand touring trip to cross the continent.
It would. That would be a cheat code. Yeah, that's a great choice. Robert, what about you?
Okay, the first thing I had two that come to mind, I had to Google really quick. The first one that came to mind is I would want to do a 330 GTC up to the Cascade, up north to the Pacific Northwest. Probably never be able to afford one of those cars, but they're such good road cars as long as it's behaving. And I really love the Northwest. Like in the spring or summer, it's so pretty up there on the water, and you know, go out to islands and stuff. And then or a 365 GTB 4C, which is like it's like the Daytona looking Ferrari, but it's a side draft carbureted car. Those are just really cool because they sound amazing. They're both, I think, really great road trip cars. The Ferraris of this era are just so cool, man. And they're coming out of being exciting, I think, for people.
So you think they're coming down in price a little bit?
I don't know. I mean, there's like a lot of volume on the market.
I couldn't imagine a world where those cars go down in value, but I mean, I get that the demographic is aging out.
It's
but
shifting a lot.
Yeah. I don't think they won't be cheap, but they'll still they won't be crazy.
But they've softened a lot. Yeah. Oh yeah, 330, a long distance 330 road trip that goes up all along the water and ends up in like forests and stuff in Washington would be really cool.
I'd like to drive a vintage Ferrari at some point just to see what it's about. You know?
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, oh, they're so amazing. And then I like get into like most old cars from the 60s and I'm like, if it's
that's
anything,
like, I think
like
that's
this,
why.
I think that's why, because if you put yourself, exactly. If you put yourself, it's like 50s and 60s, like
Terrible.
It's like 300 SL Gullwing or like Ferrari. And like,
it's just modern
it's just
feeling.
so much better.
Yeah,
you drive that,
that's
and then
why
you
I'm
drive like
restore
an L88 Corvette.
Yo, like American cars don't
any
count.
muscle car.
American cars aren't even cars.
Or even if you drive like drive like a 356, which is a phenomenal car. It's like a Swiss timepiece. You know, it's so well built. And then you drive like a comparable year Ferrari. It's just like you can tell why they're so valuable.
Yeah. So one of these days I'm gonna take one out because I would love to just get why people like them, because I mean I understand that they're like amazing, but I don't know, just to me they just look like art pieces, you know. And I'm like I look at them and I'm like, I guarantee you this drives bad, and I know I don't. But I look at them like, I guarantee there's something wrong with this car, where it's just like the steering feels terrible, or like the car is boaty and annoying, or like, you know, it smells like fuel constantly.
It's very different.
Yeah.
Obviously the chassis, like each model is so different from the other. Yeah. That would be my dream. I really want to own one of those cars.
Yeah. What about your road trip?
You know, I don't know. I haven't done, other than up and down the West Coast, I haven't done a lot of the U.S. from a driving standpoint. So I would like to do the U.S. big road trip, you know, Route 66, or visit national parks and things like that. But I was reminded of this because I was going through my briefcase, and I have a BMW brochure from 1998 that was not brochure, but a folder that back in the earlier, you know, internet days, you can go on BMW's German website and you can you could order brochures and they would send them to you until they finally realized, wait a minute, why are we sending these to people in the U.S.? So I used to get a lot of European brochures that way.
That's cool.
And I got one for the European delivery program, and it has an E39 540 6-speed on the front of it.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to do a European delivery, and I still would like to, even though that doesn't really exist of any of the auto manufacturers anymore.
You do Porsche, right? Maybe.
Yeah, I guess you could. I'm not really a Porsche guy. What I want to do, and I'm always looking on like Auto Scout and Mobile DE, is find something interesting from the era that I'm into, 80s, 90s. And I've always got to search for like E32 750i's, short wheelbase.
Oh, yeah.
And there always seems to be a lot of them in Spain and Italy.
Oh, really?
And I just think, okay, find a nice one in one of those countries, fly in, pick it up, tour around the country, and then bring it to,
European delivery.
Le Mans Classic or Goodwood Revival or something like that, and then ship it back home. Yeah. I mean, that's something I would love to do.
That's cool.
Yeah.
A Jag Mark II, speaking, you said Goodwood Revival.
Yeah,
Think of that. A long road trip in a Mark II would be really cool.
Yeah, I've not driven. I gotta drive.
So nice.
I gotta drive
like,
Derek
to
sometime
be
or
inside.
something. Yeah.
It's wild.
I know this doesn't make any sense and it might not be correct, but I feel like in the same vein as the Mark II. So my road trip is I want to go to like through the country. Like I want to go down south and go up north. I just want to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so the two cars that come in mind, unironically, I think VJ's Peugeot is kind of similar to the Mark II, where it's just like a car that you wouldn't expect to make it all the way, but somehow does.
Yeah.
Is something really interesting to me, and I think it'd be really. And also the Peugeot's comfortable.
Yeah.
So it'd be a car that you're like, I can't believe this happened. I'm now bonded to this car.
Yeah.
There's a great story with it now.
Yeah.
It drove the entire country, and I collected bugs along the way, and you just don't have to watch it. It's like part of the story,
Yeah.
So there's that, and then another car that I think is like the better choice for long
road trip.
For like not even necessarily a long road trip, but like for like the aesthetics of the road trip would be like I think an Aston Martin V8 Vantage.
Oh yeah.
Would be a good one.
Yeah.
And collecting like rock chips and stuff.
I feel like a Vanquish. I would maybe want a Vanquish.
Yeah, I mean for GTA it makes sense. I'm like wanting that like slightly impractical version of just something that like shouldn't really be doing it, but definitely adds a lot of interest to it.
Yeah. That's a good one. I didn't even think about Aston Martins. It's a good road trip car as long as it survives.
Yeah, true. So yeah, those are our dream road trips. Comment down below if you have one, what car you'd be using and what places you'd be going. Could be anywhere in the world. But without further ado, anything else before we close the podcast out?
No, I'm all good.
Cool. Sean's still gone next week, so we'll be back with another episode without him.
And without his project.
Without his project. Eventually,
Again.
I mean, by the time he comes back, no one will even remember it exists. So that's fine. It's okay. He's missing out on media opportunity, but I don't want to talk about it until he's here because it's been a thing for him
for so many
long.
years. Yeah.
All right. Make sure you like the video and subscribe if you're new. We'll see you next week. Take care.
See ya.
Bye-bye.